warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today, we would like to talk about an informative speech. Is there? Informative speech answer questions about a topic such as who, when, what, where, why, how to, and how does. Informative speaking differs from other speech forms such as speaking to persuade, to entertain, or to celebrate. In that your goal is simply to achieve mutual understanding about an object, person, place, process, event, idea, concept, or issue. But informative speech is one whose goal is to explain or describe facts, truths, and principles in a way that stimulates interest, facilitates understanding, and increases the likelihood of remembering.
Moving on to the next part, characteristic of effective information speaking. Your audience will perceive information to be intellectually stimulating when it is new to them and when it is explained in a way that piques their curiosity and excites their interest. So, depth goes beyond people's general knowledge of the topic, where experts examine how the topic relates to associated topics. What are the characteristics? First, relevant. Relevant are statements that clarify how a particular point may be important to a listener throughout the speech. Second, creative. Creative speeches yield innovative ideas. Creative, informative speeches begin with good research. And third, memorable. If your speech is really informative, your audience will hear a lot of new information but will need your help in remembering what is most important. Effective informative speeches emphasize the specific goal, main ideas, and key facts in ways and help audience members remember them.
Next, let us talk about techniques for making informative speech memorable. So, what are the techniques for informative speech to be memorable? There are various techniques that we can use. First of all, we can use presentational aids. Presentational aids are used to provide the opportunity for audience to retain a visual as well as an audio memory of important or difficult material. After that, repetition techniques. It is used to give the audience second or third chance to retain important information by repeating or paraphrasing it. The next techniques that we can use is transition. Transitions can increase the likelihood that the audience will retain the relationship among the information being presented, including which information is primary and which is supporting. Moreover, humor and emotional anecdote technique. This technique is used to create an emotional memory link to important ideas. Last but not least, we can also use mnemonics and acronyms. Mnemonics and acronyms are used to provide an easily remembered memory prompt or shortcut to increase the likelihood that a list is retained.
Okay guys, we move to the next part, which is diverse learning style. Why? There are various learning styles. It is because your audience members have different learning style. Effective informative speeches are written in a way that caters to all of them. Rounding the circle guarantees that you address your audience's various learning style and that your speech is understandable, meaningful, and remembered to all. Make a note in your speech outline of where and how you address each dimension to assist you complete the cycle. I'm going to state for learning style, which is the first one is feeling dimension, which we can use concrete, vivid image, stories, and example. Secondly, watching dimension, which we can use visual aids, appropriate gestures, and expression. Next, thinking dimension, which we can use clear macrostructure and relevant data. And the last one, by doing dimension, which you can use demonstrations and hands-on teaches.
Okay, next we are going to talk about the 5 methods of informing. The 5 methods for informing. The first one is describing. Number 2 is defining. Number 3 is comparing and contrasting. Number 4 is narrating. And number 5 is demonstrating. Okay, so let's go to the first methods. So for the first method is description. Description, this method usually answers of overarching who, what, or where question. Next, the second method is definition. Definition is a method that explains the meaning of something. So maybe like there's a words or maybe a term. So maybe you just can make a research about the definition of that words. So people will more understand about the detail about the thing that you want to say. And then number 3 is the comparison and contrasting. Okay, comparison and contrasting is a method informed that focuses on how something similar to or different from other things, so that people will more understand about the difference between them and other else. Okay, number 4 is the narration. Okay, what is narration? Okay, narration is more like telling a story or like a myth, like that. And for a good narrator, you have to include a strong storyline, like the plot, the people, the settings, and the event. And also, when you are giving your story as a narrator, a good narrator, you have to use a strong voice so you can attract people to listen to you. And then the last method is demonstration. Demonstration is the method that shows how something is done. So it displays stages of a process or depicts how something works. And in a demonstration, you have to organize the steps from the first until the last so that your audience will remember your sequence. And remember that an effective demonstration requires a considerable practice. So don't forget to practice, practice, and practice.
So that's all from us, and thank you.